And we're back. Today I am going to work on a little bit of a stable build. We're going to try and get some animal structures going. I do want to see what kind of andesite structures we're looking at. Nothing too crazy, honestly. I think we may stick with a base of cobble and andesite, and then we may use some wood otherwise. I'm just going to pop some of these down, get my pickaxe, and I think we'll take our trusty crafting bench with us. Our roommate Paul, the Enderman, has seemingly disappeared. And as it was the holiday season, I felt like we should make some friends. So I made just a couple snowmen. Just a few. Just a few around, and they've been doing well. I'm also trying to see how much I can push a tree farm. And I think 4x4 may be too much, because I think it might need like dirt blocks on the side, because this hasn't been growing. So 2x2 was nice and easy to farm up. And I should extend this with more dirt. And I wasn't expecting to get podzol, but I totally forgot that as soon as you have a 2x2 spruce, it starts turning the ground under it into podzol. I am going to have to take a nap, but we are starting our animal farms. So these are going to be turned into automatic farms. And then here I plan to have like a horse stable. And I think I might remove this for now, because this will be like the entrance. We'll have like a little horse stable going, and then here we're gonna have like a little chicken farm as well. So that is the progress, and the structure is that the as I lovingly call it, Cow Squisher 3000 utilizes the kind of limitations of Minecraft. It uses the limitations of Minecraft. And the way that it uses the limitations of Minecraft is that there's only a certain number of creatures or entities that can be in a single block space. But it's actually, it turns out it's pretty easy to get one or two creatures into a single block space, and they can still make a few little cow babies in that area. So we kind of create this little civilization within there. And that ends up being how we set up a squisher of sorts. And I think we'll do the same. Do we want to? Yeah, we'll do the same, like mixed andesite and copper. Or not andesite and copper. Andesite and cobble build. But it feels like it's been a while. And I think it has. I took last week off by accident, not really intentionally, but I just kind of, I think I got burned out by socialization too much. I ended up running a D&D campaign, and we just started a new one, and it is looking to be pretty fun, but I ended up stressing a lot before that, and then, you know, getting things ready for the holidays, and it's just generally a very stressful time of year for me. If you're someone else that gets stressed out by holiday stuff, you know, it's not always a great time for you, or it doesn't bring back those warm, fuzzy memories. I think that's okay. There are things that I love about the holiday season, and there are things that I don't love. So I think it's just about finding a balance of tradition that works for you, especially as you get older. So some things that we usually do is we set up our Christmas tree, of course, but we like to do a lot of board games and cook some food. We actually usually, it depends on what holiday it is, but a lot of times we'll eat out because we don't want to cook during the holiday season, or we don't want to deal with trying to plan that. So we'll get some food, and that was pretty good. But yeah, it's been a good time. We drank a lot of coffee. The big thing me and my partner got into this year, or we got a coffee grinder. So we spent an obscene amount of money, I'm not proud about that, on a very, very nice, like high-end coffee grinder. and we are using that to make some French press. We have an espresso machine, but it's very, very old. So it just kind of burned the coffee grounds. So that's kind of our next big purchase, but those tend to get like in the thousands of dollars. So we weren't quite ready for that. I think I picked up a thing called an AeroPress. I know I did. I picked up something called an AeroPress, which is a like single brew pressure coffee thing. It's essentially like a plunger that you seal the air in, and then it creates the force that makes your brew stronger like you would with an espresso. It's pretty good. It makes a really good cup of coffee. So that was fun. I made some more some more lavender vanilla syrup. So I've been having some lavender coffees, which has been nice. I'm a big fan of lavender flavored things. Lavender lemonade is delicious. So I enjoyed making that. I have like this huge bag of culinary lavender that's been like sitting in my pantry, enjoying its time on this earth. So I'm trying to use it before it goes like really, really bad. And it's been good. You can make like a nice simple syrup with sugar and water, cook it down, put your lavender and some vanilla extract in, you get a nice little syrup. And it sounds very fancy, but it's very easy to make once you have the ingredients. Trying to think how tall I want this. I probably need it to be at least 1 block taller than I think it should be. Because horses are tall. I like horses in Minecraft. I like riding them around, though it can get kind of dangerous. So it's a good thing to assess your situation. And I'll probably have to be really careful with that. But especially if I need to like travel across this river or get to like, I don't know that I'll probably put an iron farm or anything super close to my base again. I may move it back out or into somewhere where there's a little bit of a better spawning situation. All right, let's get into some of the build discussion. I spent a lot of time here kind of fiddling with fences and half slabs and stairs to see what I want to use to add more texture to the build. My materials are still pretty limited, so we're really keeping it to just spruce and stone. It helps keep the build in theme with my main house, and it's nice to have that limitation so that I know that I can play with half slabs, stairs, walls, all that good stuff. Oh look, it's a glorified Tetris piece. Remove one of those 3x3s and we're ready. We're gonna complete our block. I'll go around and remove some of these stairs because I didn't like them. And eventually I decide that I need to take a break from that and I'm gonna add some height to the build. So I end up bringing up the logs by about 2 to 3 blocks, adding in some fence windows / walls for one level, leaving the other one open. And then I am not quite sure what I want to do yet, but I know that I'm going to roof off the chicken coop farm area. So we add a little half slab roof there, keep it nice and shallow, and then realize that it's askew and have to go back and fix it later. But fear not, we can always go back and fix things. So we fix that up, shape it up, and I decide that I really like the look of the top floor having some kind of a fence wall in it. I don't know, it just always reminds me of barns. Like that out of everything reminds me the most of a barn build. And then I get on to the part that I hate, which is finishing the roof. I am not good at it, but through actually playing The Sims, I feel much more confident in my ability to do roofs. Watching a lot of Simmers build roofs and seeing how they tackle strange shapes on builds has actually helped me feel more confident in my Minecraft builds. I decide to mirror that fencing on the other side, and that part of the roof is done. And I wanted a little more variety on this left part of the L, so I actually bumped out the roofing system with 2 blocks of logs and then added some little overhanging bits that we'll get to later. And from there, we can do a nice shallow slope without getting too tall of a half slab roof. So we can do half slabs just one by one up and get a nice simple slope. And I don't want it to be taller than the other roofs. So I'm actually just going to keep it capped there with a flat section. It turns out that this is actually the bottom part of a half slab. So I have to be a little creative with my lighting. And I then decide to add some texture to the rest of the roofs with full blocks instead of stairs so that the roof can collect a little bit of snow when it does snow. And I thought that would be really cute. So I wanted to make sure I put that through. Go ahead and clean up the inside and we could see the footage. The snowmen doing the Lord's work, protecting their land, protecting their people. Oh, they're so good. Unfortunately, they did not survive this battle, but more brethren were created in their kind, in their stead, to commemorate them. So I go in and I add some lanterns on those overhangs like I said we'd get back to. Decide that we need some more structure on the edges of that build, and we finish up. Once I put those pillars in, I was like, hey, this seems pretty good. The structure's there. I like how it's going. It looks fine. We don't actually have any animals on this barn yet. That is because I do not have the redstone to finish this build quite yet. But when I go in, I think next episode, we'll go ahead and have some redstone to finish these barns, get our dispensers and droppers placed, and we can go ahead and get some animals in there, get this functional. But I really enjoyed this build. It was super cozy. I think it fits this snowy biome super well. I was a little worried about the snowmen getting upstairs, but you know what? They're protecting my base so well. They probably stopped about 4 or 5 creepers from murdering me. And it's great. It's great having some security. Added a little bulk storage upstairs right at the end. And I just want to say thank you for hanging. Hope you all had a wonderful holiday and see you next week. Bye.